Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, here we go. We are rocking and rolling live on a Tuesday. Beautiful weather Tuesday from Hurricane Julington Creek. Terry Norvelle sitting right here next to my buddy Trent Intorcia. Say hi.
How you doing?
All right, let me pull that.
Hi, how are you?
Is that better?
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, can you hear?
I can.
Can you hear? Can you see?
I can.
Can you hear and see?
I can.
Can you see this menu? I'm starving today. I don't know. I think I'm pregnant. I'm so hungry. Could I be pregnant? I want to eat everything on this menu at Hurricane Julington Creek. Look, starters, I want Bavarian pretzel, cheese dip. Yes, please.
Very good choice.
Sandwiches, burgers, tacos, quesadillas. By the way, people sleep on the tacos here. They've got a great taco
they're
choice.
fantastic. Shrimp taco.
And then you flip this bad boy over. You can go sea. You can go land. I'm starving. I think I'm pregnant. I'm hungry. I want to eat everything.
It's quite possible.
Hey,
those bowls too. You know, the rice
bowls.
bowls. Yeah,
Stop it here at Hurricane in Julington Creek, down in the heart of Mandarin. Trent, thanks for joining us. We got a lot to get to today. Going to have a lot of fun. A lot of different topics. How the heck are you?
I'm good.
It's baseball season. You love baseball. It is high school baseball season. It is college baseball season. We've got spring training, Major League Baseball season. This time of year, every year, Trent, this time of year, I talk trash. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down and watch some spring training. I'll look up, and it's over.
I know.
It's over, and they're playing real games.
No, you're right about that. And I say the same thing every year, too, because think about where we live. That's a day trip.
It's so easy.
You could go to
so easy.
Orlando, Port St. Lucie, Daytona. Is
anybody in Daytona?
I don't know.
Oh,
there's a minor league affiliate there.
Yeah, but you can go further. It's easy. Get one hotel night, and you could see 5 games.
Yeah, that's true.
You can go down and see 2 or 3. Get a hotel, stay 2 or, but I never do. And I can look up, and it's April 1st, and the season started.
Yeah.
Everybody's gone.
Everybody's
back to their. So we're going to talk a lot of baseball. We're going to talk a lot of sports with you, Trent, if you don't mind hanging out here. Got a lot of topics. By the way, I don't know if my man Ben producing has it. So I'm going to, if you will indulge me, I've got a song. I'm going to talk through a song. Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Fight on for Jacksonville. Set your sights upon the highest goal. Cheer, cheer for Jacksonville as our Dolphin team begins to roll. Stay with me.
I'm with you.
Yell for the green and gold. Raise your banners high and give a roar. Or that's an angry dolphin. We will meet them, Trent, and we will defeat them, Trent Intorcia, as we run up the winning score. That, my man, is the fight song for the Fighting Dolphins. My little Jacksonville University basketball team, we won last night in the SM. JU is not 1, 2 wins away from going to March Madness.
That's awesome.
Trent, we beat Eastern Kentucky last night. Patrick Young on the call, by the way, last night on the TV end.
Oh, really?
Yep, on the ESPN
Oh, that's
Plus.
fantastic.
How about that?
That's great. So
we still need to win 2 more. Tomorrow, Thursday and Sunday, we got to win.
Here's a trivia question for you that I can't remember the answer. I'll have to look it up, but I saw it on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call that now.
Okay, yeah.
The legendary JU basketball coach was in town. He drove up from, it had to be yesterday.
Oh, my.
He lives in Cocoa.
Oh, my.
He was there 71 to 73.
Oh, my. Might have been, I don't know if it's Joe Williams, Hugh Durham.
It wasn't Durham.
Okay. Joe Williams took him to the final game. I don't know if Joe's still alive.
It might have been.
So
it might have been.
if he's
him.
not alive, it'd have been a tough drive.
Would that have been in that 71 to 73?
Yeah, Joe Williams he left after he took Artis and the boys to the championship game. He went to Furman, if you can believe it. How about that? Joe Williams took JU with Artis Gilmore and the boys to the championship game of March Madness. They lost to UCLA. Furman, not North Carolina, not Indiana, not Kentucky. Furman rolled in and said, "We're going to pay you more," and he went to Furman. How about that?
That makes no sense. Especially back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But for a couple $1,000s, Furman ponied up. Yeah. JU was a tiny. How about little? And by the way, let me throw this out. You know, I'm a proud JU Dolphin.
I know you are.
Graduated. I'm graduated from well, I've never said this before. JU, a private institution of higher learning, I like to call the heart of the South, Jacksonville University. In case anyone out there is keeping score, those buzzards, and I'm going to say it again, those buzzards, I know they call themselves ospreys. Right. I call them buzzards. Okay. The UNF buzzards, they packed up their uniforms on Sunday, okay? They had to turn in the uniforms. Their season was over. JU, the Fighting Dolphins, we play on until third. Here's the setup. You want to hear the setup?
Yeah.
Say, Terry, I want to hear the setup.
Terry, I want to hear the setup.
Yes, you do. Here's where we're at in the Atlantic Sun. It's a one-bid league. You got to win the tournament to get in. You're not getting a bid, right, at large. You got to win the tournament. You get in March Madness. JU wins last night at home in Swisher. The A-Sun, they went to this about 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was. The A-Sun, unlike other they don't meet at one location to play their tournament. You know, the SEC meets in Nashville. They all play in Nashville. And that's normal. You know, Greensboro for the ACC. The A-Sun, smaller conferences, they play home games at the higher seed. Last night, JU played Eastern Kentucky. Yep. JU was the 4, they were the 5. The game was in Jacksonville. It was at East Swisher. So, JU wins. The Dolphins move on to the semifinals. You with me? The semifinals. JU will play Thursday at North Alabama because North Alabama is a higher seed. JU's 4. I think North Alabama is 3. Okay. The other side of the semifinal, number 1 seed Lipscomb will face Queens. Queens is out of Charlotte, Queen City, blah, blah, blah. So Lipscomb will host in Nashville. They're the 1 seed. Queens is the 6th seed. We need Queens. Let's go, Queens. Let's go. Because JU is on the road. If JU can beat North Alabama, they'll play the winner of Lipscomb Queens. If Lipscomb wins, JU has to go to Lipscomb. That's a tough trip. Yep. That's at Nashville. If Queens could upset them, guess what? That trip to the tournament is right there off of University Boulevard, my man.
Yeah.
Fighting Dolphins.
I'm rooting for that. I don't have a dog in the fight.
Well, your dog is in the tournament. Mississippi State's got a bid. You're getting in. You're a Mississippi State guy. You're in.
We'll see.
You're in.
They will, but
you're in, right? You're in at large. Yeah. Mississippi State.
But it just depends on where you would seed out after that. That's the whole.
Yeah. But JU has not gone to March Madness in men's basketball since 86, 87.
What a great story there.
Oh, it'd be a good story.
Yeah.
It would be a good story. If they can get by North Alabama, they most likely will go right back on the road to Nashville. But if Queens could somehow, could you imagine JU playing Queens in Swisher for a trip to March Madness?
We've covered enough March Madness over the years that, you know, the old cliche, right? Anything can happen. But seriously, this is the time of year where games are tight.
Absolutely.
And, you know, probably early in the tournament, there were some lopsided games. Now, all of a sudden, you're down to the final 4.
Go win, baby.
In that conference.
Go win.
There are going to be some tight games.
And I don't think that our buddy, let me see if our buddy back in the studio, if Ben may have the Dolphin fight song. Ben, if you have it, I'm going to ask you to cue it up in 3, 2, 1. Hit it. I don't know if we can hear it, but hopefully it's playing. Looks like it's playing. Da 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 da. Here we go. Fight on for Jacksonville. Set your sights upon the cheer for Jacksonville. As the Dolphin team begins to roll. Fight, fight, fight. Yell for the green and gold. Raise your banners. Give a roar. We will meet them. We will defeat them as we run up the winning score. We're going to run it up. We're not going to win, Trent. We're going to run it up on your butt.
Hey, that was a hybrid, too. You did a little singing and
Da, 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 da. It would be good. It would be a lot of fun. Good time of year. Good time of year. Trent and Intorcia with us. Boy, we got a lot of overlapping. We talked on the show yesterday, I think it was. Most people consider October the best sports month. You've got the NFL's rolling, college football's rolling, NBA basketball, and college basketball gets started. So they're in camp, and March is pretty good, man.
Yeah.
March, wouldn't you say?
Well, because you could even October's Major League Baseball playoff time.
It's playoff time. That's what I'm saying.
In there. No, I mean, March is pretty cool too, and
pretty good. And around here, it's pretty cool.
The PGA Tour is heating up too, right?
Around here next week,
we got the players.
It's go on. It's go time.
So there's a lot going on. A lot of
right now. You've got Major League Baseball spring training, which is cool. You've got college baseball is rolling. We're going to talk Florida, Miami, and college baseball. You've got college football spring camps are opening up everywhere, right? They'll play spring football through early April. You've got golf around here. You got the players.
Yeah. It's
a good time, man. You've got, what I consider the best sporting event in America, March Madness. I think it's the best. Is there a sporting event better than the 3 weeks of March Madness in our country? I don't know.
No, I'm going to say no. And I had this argument with a guy that worked for me years ago.
Okay.
As you know, we both played college baseball. So it's like I literally said in a group setting that my favorite sport was college basketball.
Nice.
And he almost fell out of his chair.
Really?
Yeah. He goes,
it's fun, man.
Wait a minute. He goes, and I'm like, no, I'm serious.
It's fun.
I mean, I love college baseball. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
College hoops.
Yeah.
Give me that all day, every day. I
fun.
watch a ton of it.
It is fun. By the way, we won't get into it hard today because we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Florida at Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
Big one.
I'm confident in saying one of, if not that, tomorrow night's game for Gator basketball might be the biggest regular season game in the history of Gator basketball. Now, they've won 2 titles. I get that. Well, that was postseason.
Yeah.
You win 6 games. Joakim Noah and Corey Brewer and Al Horford, those guys won back-to-back national championships. Those were obviously bigger games. That's postseason. Tomorrow night, I think the winner of Florida, Alabama gets the 4th number 1 seed. I think it's cut and dry, and that's huge. You get that 1 seed, it takes a miracle to not make it to the second weekend. The 1 seed is a big deal. I think that is on the line tomorrow. Winner of Florida at Alabama gets that 1 seed.
And you're talking about the 1 of 1.
No, I'm talking about it'll be the 4 of 1. Okay. Right now, Auburn. I'm pretty convinced. Auburn, Duke, Houston have 1 seeds. That 4th seed is up there. Florida dropped the ball last week, losing to Georgia, but they're back in the game. If they beat Alabama tomorrow, I think Florida gets the 1 seed. Yeah. If Alabama beats Florida tomorrow, I think Alabama gets the 1 seed, regardless of what happens when Alabama plays Auburn Saturday, because Auburn's already clinched the league championship. I'm not so sure if Alabama beats Florida tomorrow, I don't think Alabama losing to Auburn Saturday will matter. I think they've done the damage. That conference is so deep, Trent.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
They're calling it not only the best conference this year, but one of the best ever.
In the history of college basketball.
Yeah.
Regular season ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Hell, Trent's a Mississippi State guy. Your team on any given year, Mississippi State, what they've done, they'd be ranked about 8th in the country.
I know.
Right now, they're 14th. They've been hanging around 15, 16, 17, 18 because they're getting boxed out by the SEC.
Yeah.
Entire SEC.
No, we talked about this the other day when Pat was on, and Alabama made like 27 3-pointers against Mississippi State. They beat them by 40 or whatever the number was.
Well, I will say this. Every team in the SEC and almost Auburn, because Florida beat Auburn pretty good in Auburn. The final score was 9. Florida was up 18.
No, but I watched
Florida beat them up pretty good. Everybody in the SEC, as good as the conference is, you have one of those nights. You get your ass handed to you.
That's fair.
Florida beat Tennessee when they were ranked number 1 in the nation this year. Florida, the Gators beat Tennessee, and they were undefeated by 30. The next time they played, Tennessee beat Florida by 20.
Yeah.
You're going to get your ass handed to you in this conference.
Uh-huh.
It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable.
You just have to minimize it. That's all.
You really do. And really swallow hard and move on.
That's it. You could, if you sit there and get a hangover on a loss or a win, it'll bite you in the butt for sure.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
All right, Trent, you're going to be here for a long time here on the show. I want to talk a lot of baseball. We're going to talk a lot of stuff, including, we had fun with JU, NFL talk, ACC basketball talk, some trivia. Let's back it up a little bit. You're very, very, very tied into the baseball world here in North Florida, especially. College, NFL, Major League Baseball, but high school. What's our high school look here in the area? Are we strong again? Are we going to have guys make runs? Is it too early to know who's going to be good and who's going to? What's high school baseball, Duval County-ish, North Florida-ish look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny that you mentioned that, because if you look at the lay of the land, you've got St. John's Country Days, returning state champion.
Okay,
they're still good. They're off to a 7-2 start.
Okay,
so they're starting to roll. I don't know if they're as strong as they were last year because they lost a lot of players.
Okay,
Trinity Christian is top 5 in the country.
Say that again.
They are ranked number 4 in the country.
Wow.
Wow. And then you got Bowles ranked very high this year. I'll give you the Power 4. I did write.
In our area, the big boys.
Just in our area. Trinity Christian 1, Bishop Snyder 2, Bowles 3, Episcopal 4, and Tukoi, which is a newer school.
A newer school.
South.
Wait a minute. Let's back up. Episcopal has jumped in there?
They sure have.
Talk to me about Episcopal. They're not a traditional baseball power, are they?
No, they've got a coach. I think he's in his second year, maybe his third year.
Okay.
He came from a school called Westminster Christian in Miami, Florida.
I know of that school.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Westminster Christian.
I know of that school because it was right around the corner from where I grew up. Yeah, so they're in the hunt. As you know, I'm a volunteer coach at University Christian.
Sure.
Who is ranked 15th in Jacksonville right now, and just out of the top 50 in the state of Florida.
Okay.
I've already played Trinity and I've already played Bowles. Lost to Bowles 3-2.
Okay.
Lost to Trinity 5-2.
I can live with those.
It's a 2-1 game through 6. Play Episcopal, play Snyder, and play Tukoi. So it'll be interesting as the season goes on to look at it. But one thing I will say is Jacksonville, if you go back 15, 20 years, and you know this because you've been involved in it as well.
Yeah.
Didn't get the notoriety that's starting to get now.
There was something about being in North Florida. Well, baseball's down, Orlando and below.
It's almost like North Florida, Georgia, where it's like it's not Florida.
Yeah, yes.
The dynamics of there's been a little bit of a shift in mindset, and a lot of Jacksonville players. Hunter Carnes at Florida State,
nice player.
I
saw him last year. Really nice.
Just
player.
hit his first home run.
Okay, in college,
as a collegiate guy, he's going to be unreal.
Is he all catcher? By the way, is that?
It's funny.
Will he stay at catcher?
He can run.
He can run. First time I saw him play at the ballpark last year. His first at bat, and everybody told me, Terry, watch this kid. And I watched him in warm-ups. He was at catcher. And, you can see a guy, when they have the actions, great arm, bounced around. He stepped up to the plate, and he tripled his first. And I went, this guy can run. That gives him a lot of options, doesn't it?
Same guy last year against University Christian. Hits one out, home run. Hits one to right center field in the park, home run.
Just ran around.
So there's another way to get. So have having said all that, I think he could potentially be an outfielder.
Okay.
Because you know how
Yeah.
rough it is to be a catcher.
Oh, that's a tough life, man.
And you get tired.
Your
and then you
knees get beat up.
You get fatigue at the plate.
Squatting.
And if you're a defensive gem and you're suspect at the plate,
yeah,
they might keep you at catcher.
Sure.
But if you can hit and you can run, you can chase balls down, we're going to keep you fresh. We throw you out.
Is he getting a lot of ABs at FSU? Or is it early to tell?
It's early to tell, but he's playing. This was a weekend game, so it wasn't It wasn't midweek.
Okay.
And
I'm bouncing here. We're about to go to a break, and we're going to keep a lot of baseball talk going. Trent, you mentioned Trinity and how highly ranked they are. Is Trinity the school that the kid Aiden King at Florida? I think there's a freshman at Florida. I think he was one of our local schools. I may have him wrong, but he's a freshman. He's now in their pen and they're depending on him. Aiden King, I think he's a kid around here.
Yeah, and Trinity's got 7 D1, solid D1 players.
And that's Jonathan Murphy.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
Daniel Murphy's brother who played at JU.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he's got it going over there,
He's done a heck of a job.
Because, that's what Trinity needs. They don't win enough football championships. They need baseball.
They're a classy group of kids, too.
Is that right?
Murph does a good job over there.
Yeah. Stay where you're at. Let's take a break, come back. I want to talk some college baseball. Boy, Florida, Miami locked horns. Gators win the first two. Kind of a weird. The only game I got to see Sunday, because I had some TV issues, I got to see the Sunday game, and Miami beat them up pretty good, and Miami needed that win. Miami's got to make sure, and we'll get into this on the other side, J.D. Arteaga, he's got to be the guy. Miami cannot go through another coach. They need the right guy in place because they're two big state rivals. Florida's got their guy. Sully's as good as they get.
FSU's in his 18th year.
18th year, it's push button, right? You got to win games. And don't look now, Link Jarrett's the guy at FSU. They've hired the right guy. Miami's got to make sure Arteaga is the guy.
Yeah.
They can't go through another one. They can't. All right, one down, a long way to go here on a Tuesday. I want to thank our good friends here at Hurricane Julington Creek. We're deep in the heart of Mandarin, talking ball, a lot of topics. We'll get to some NFL quarterback play, a lot of fun stuff. We got some fun trivia. We'll get to that and a whole lot more. He's Trent Intorcia. I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great break. We'll come back talking some ball with you on a Tuesday.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
All right, we are back. His name is Trent Intorcia. I'm Terry Norvelle. Glad you're with us. Patrick, I think, is taking the day off. He's been traveling a lot with SEC Network. He'll be back. Patrick will be back. Let me see. I think he goes back to studio on Friday for the final Saturday of SEC regular season baseball. Trent, we've got baseball to talk about. Got a lot of topics to get to. I got to get you to comment, and everybody has, and there have all been pretty good comments. My man, Patrick Young, he told me like Thursday when he was leaving, he said, I'm flying up to Charlotte for SEC Network Saturday. He said, Terry, keep an eye on my sport coat. I got one. He said, I got one. All right. So he teased me a little bit. I said, all right, I'll tune in Saturday, this past Saturday, like a lot of you viewers did probably watching SEC Network. And my man, Pat, is rocking the crushed velvet green sport coat like he's damn Marvin Gaye or somebody up there. Did you see it?
Yeah, of course I saw it. And I was talking to the television like, don't the kids say fire?
Yes, that thing's fire.
Fire, man.
And our buddy Ben producing, we may have a photo of that. We had it yesterday. I don't know if you can find it. If you can find, if not, great. But we understand. But my man, and I said, all right, Pat, that was awesome. And he said he got 1 million attaboys for his sport coat. But I said, Pat, you know you're back on set this coming Saturday. You almost got to top it.
You have to. You've already set the bar way high.
He said he's got something. He told me the green velour crushed velvet sport coat he had on, he said it came from Italy.
What?
No, my man is not ordering stuff from Italy, is he? For God's sakes.
No, but he was over there, right? So
yes, maybe he had a hookup.
He might have a hookup.
He might. But Patrick Young has told me he's got something that will not disappoint. How do you chase a crushed velvet green sport coat? How do you chase that?
Well, the only way you do it is if you knew you had something better. And I'll go, you know what?
It's
choice one, choice two.
Yeah.
I'm going to go choice one.
Yes.
You hit it out of the park.
Yes.
Now you got to hit it out of the stadium completely.
But now you go, okay, I got an 82-mile-an-hour fastball coming in now. Okay, everybody love it. He swears he's got something to top.
I love it. I can't wait.
He swears. We've had a lot of fun. We opened up the show. I'm so excited and having a little bit of fun here. JU, the Fighting Dolphins. By the way, Patrick was on the call last night, ESPN Plus. JU hosted the ASUN tournament game. It was a quarterfinal game, and JU second half really turned it on, beat Eastern Kentucky. So JU men's basketball moves on. Patrick, I'm sorry, Trent. JU is 2 wins away from March Madness here, but it's not going to be easy.
No.
Thursday is the semifinal games for the ASUN. JU will be at North Alabama. I think they split with them. So JU plays at North Alabama Thursday. That same time, Lipscomb, the number 1 seed, will face Queens. Queens is a school out of Charlotte, the Queen City. You get it.
Right.
Those 2 winners play with a trip. If JU wins, they move on. If Lipscomb wins, they would go to Lipscomb, Nashville. If Queens was to upset Lipscomb and JU wins, the Dolphins are hosting the game to get to March Madness right off University Boulevard because the ASUN doesn't meet in one location. They play higher seed home games. Come on, Dolphins.
I'm rooting for them.
Come on, Dolphins.
Of course.
By the way, I wanted to throw this out. We talked earlier about the great Artis Gilmore, JU, 69-70, 2 years back-to-back. JU went to the final game, lost to UCLA. The following year, JU was clearly the best team in the country. They got upset in round 1 by Western Kentucky.
Yeah,
they were clearly.
I remember
now,
the history behind that.
with all that said, this date in sports history, keep in mind, back in those days, March Madness you had less teams in it, right? Now you got 64, 68, whatever you want to call it. This date in sports history, 1970, the 1970 basketball regular season ended on this date in 70. Okay. So, and then they went to playoffs. Because the regular season ended, JU, way back in 1970, they were the first college basketball team in the history of college basketball to average 100 points per game.
It's insane.
Without a 3-point shot. So that means they were dumping it into the big artists and guys like that.
Yeah.
But they were, how about 100 points without
it.
a 3-point shot?
That's like a track meet. They have trouble scoring 100 down. They're all shooting threes.
Yes. They didn't have a 3-point shot. JU, the first ever college basketball team to average 100 points in the regular season.
And you know what else would be
Average.
interesting to look at? How many and ones did they have back then? Like now they either shoot a 3 or they take it to the rack with a little bit of aggressiveness and look for contact and try to draw contact.
Yeah.
I would think back in the day it was more of a plant yourself down under the bucket, get me the ball.
Yeah. Well, basketball was played inside out. Basketball for years was played inside out. You tried to dump it down. Hopefully you had a big aircraft carrier, a big center, and then work out. You wanted the close shot. Basketball is totally different now. With regard to JU scoring that many points, I always bring this up too. In that same era, LSU had a guy named Pete Maravich. You know Pete Maravich.
Pistol Pete?
The Pistol. When he played at LSU, freshmen were not eligible. So you could only play your sophomore, junior, senior year. Couldn't play.
Yeah, which is
right. You
another
played on your
rule,
you played on your JV team.
Right.
He played at LSU's
or your freshman team.
Yeah, your freshman team. How about this? And look it up. This is still mind-boggling. Pete Maravich, his 3 varsity years at LSU, all 3 years, and I'm going to mix the numbers up, but all 3 years he averaged, not scored, he averaged in the 40s. 3 years at LSU, it was like 41, 43, 42. Do you know what that means? That means like tonight, if Pete Maravich playing for LSU went out tonight and they were playing Alabama, if Pete Maravich scored 38 tonight, that's a pretty good night. You scored 38.
Great night.
Your average would drop.
No.
You didn't hit your average.
Yeah.
And let me blow you away. There was no 3-point shot. It was all 2-point baskets. How about that? You talk about a scoring machine.
He was unbelievable. And that was what was it, Caitlin Clark? It came down to the all-time scoring leader. I don't know how many years she had. And I'm not trying to go down that path, but she was a big
She went 4. Yeah, she went 4. Pete went 3. And I think she beat him, right?
Yes.
Total points.
Yeah, but it was like at the tail end of her tenure.
How about the Pistol averaging 40 plus all 3 years? And again, can you imagine tonight, Trent Intorcia, you're leading your Mississippi State Bulldogs against Georgia in basketball. You are averaging 41 a game. You're deep into the season. You go out tonight and you score 38, and they go, "Hey Trent, we really needed you to hit your average. We lost by 2." I scored 38 for God's sake.
Yeah, but we needed 48.
Yes. So JU, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. College baseball. Really, this past weekend, college baseball has been going a couple weekends.
Couple weeks, yeah.
And it takes a few weeks. We had some good games. I know Clemson and South Carolina hooked up in a 3-game series over the weekend. Florida, Miami hooked up. We're what, Trent, 2 or 3 weekends away from conference play starting. So it hasn't. I only caught the Florida Miami game on TV once, the 3rd game. Florida got up on them and took 2 of 3. What are your thoughts on Miami baseball? I hate to see Gino DeMari got the job. He was there 5 years. He wasn't the guy. We thought he was the guy. He wasn't the guy. Miami's got to make sure they bumped up J.D. Arteaga, a legendary pitcher there. They really need him to be the guy. They really do.
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit last week. Was that the right choice? And then then on the flip side of that was, well, if it's not the right choice, because you're going from within when you just made a change.
Yeah, they didn't do a national search.
No, they didn't.
They said, let's move JD up.
Or did they do a national search?
Or maybe.
And people are like, you know what? This is no longer 1985.
Yeah, but it's Miami.
I know it is. That's a true blue blood program. Yeah. We also talked about the fact that they're losing locally, recruit-wise.
You've said that,
and
man.
So they're getting crushed in that regard. So when you couple that with where else could I go, and you're going to go to a situation where somebody like a Texas A&M, where the guy leaves to go to an alleged better deal.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go there. You're going to a Miami who let the most popular family probably in University of Miami history go.
Oof.
Where he walked out on his own accord or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It was like, okay, we'll amicably split, but the idea here is you're not getting it done.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to elevate a guy who was under you for
DeMari was there 5 years.
At least the 5 years.
5 years.
And I don't know if he was there before that as a grad assistant or something like that. You got to bring in a guy. You have to bring in a guy that's a known recruiter. He may be,
and I think that
little older school.
That puts the pressure on JD. They need to win big this year, or they've got to go. They're Miami.
Yeah.
Miami baseball. The Miami Hurricane baseball program should not be floundering like it has.
Well, I'll give you a case in point. Like the high school kids right now, they go, man, the U was really good back in the day. They were good.
Yeah. Isn't that shocking?
It's shocking.
Isn't that shocking?
I'm like, what do you mean?
That
they
green
good?
and
5 or 6 national
that orange and green and that special M and Hurricanes. I mean,
Ron Frazier.
It was Mark Light Stadium. It was 2-0 just taking infield.
Yeah.
You felt like you were down 2-0 taking it. And I will say this. I caught the 3rd game on TV. I couldn't figure out the hookups. Florida won the first 2. Florida took the series. Sean Kelly, the Gator play-by-play guy, and was it Cardozo? I can't remember who it was. No, Nick Belmonte, who has Southern roots. Nick Belmonte played at Florida. He's a South Florida guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is now he played in the late 70s, 80s at Florida. Played some minor league ball, was a minor league coach. Nick Belmonte is a good baseball guy, but he's a South Florida guy.
Yep.
Went to Florida.
I remember him.
They pointed out multiple times the Miami roster. They've got 24 new guys. People were leaving. Nobody would leave Miami in the day. You fought knocking on the door to get to Miami, not to leave Miami.
Yeah.
Shocking to me that the Canes have that much turnover. They're the Miami Hurricanes. But you said 18-year-old kid in high school, 17-year-old kid. Okay, what does that mean?
They weren't any good. Yeah, they were good. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
So Miami had 16 transfers and 13 freshmen come in. The rosters are 36 people. Wow. So you flip the whole program over, and I would love to see the hometowns of where these kids are from.
Yeah, good point. Really, really good point.
Maybe I'll do that for the next time. I'll do a little research.
Really, really good point. I haven't seen a lot of Florida State. Obviously, Florida State will play here soon. They play 3 games. One of them is always in Jacksonville. One of them's in Gainesville.
Next Tuesday.
It may be. It's coming up. So one's always in Gainesville. One's always in Tallahassee. One's in Jacksonville. You may know a little more of FSU than I do. Florida's good again. I've seen Florida enough. I know their roster. Florida's good again. They've got a few transfers. I'm assuming Link Jarrett. FSU and Miami went to the Final Four. They made it to the Final Four, both of them last year. I think FSU's got the right guy. I think Link Jarrett's going to be a son of a gun there for a long time.
And he took over at Notre Dame and carried the torch and might have even taken him a little bit of a step further.
Probably.
Let me back up
for
a second and talk about Florida. Where I think their Achilles heel is going to be is that Sunday pitching.
Maybe.
And we talk about that a lot, where we go, how do you have, your 3 guys, you don't pitch them during the week at all. And then what ends up happening on Sunday, look at the score, it was 13-7.
Yeah.
And I've got it here. There was 4 hit batters and 6 walks.
Yeah.
For the Gator pitching staff.
And Sully lamented that. We're just putting them on base. Clemente, the Sunday starter, good stuff. He was cruising through 2. He can't throw a strike. He hits a guy. He can't throw a strike. He hits a guy. Miami has, I think, a 2-spot, a 5-spot, and a 1-spot. And that's ball game.
Yeah.
It ended up 13-7. It wasn't that close. I watched the game.
Yeah.
Florida did some tack on 8th inning runs. Florida's good again, though. They can hit the ball. They're good. I'm assuming FSU's going to really contend again with Jarrett in year 2.
Was FSU an 11-game heater right now?
Yeah, I think so. They're one of FSU's like one of 5 teams still undefeated.
And they're steamrolling people.
Yeah,
so
they really are. I'll tell you a sneaky. You saw it. I saw it because we like college baseball. A sneaky little move in the offseason. You see where South Carolina, they weren't happy with their guy. Nobody's been able to replace Ray Tanner. He won back to back. He's the I think he's still the AD.
He is
there.
the AD.
They haven't been able. Mark Kingston came in, just couldn't get it to the standards. Did you see where they hired Paul Maneri?
Love it.
How about that? Paul Maneri. Notre Dame Paul Maneri. LSU Paul Maneri. National title Paul Maneri. Retired Paul Maneri.
Yep.
South Carolina said, "Are you sure you're retired?" And guess what? That's a good hire for South Carolina.
I think I told you. I know the family. They're from Miami. So I've known them since I was a kid. And Demi, the dad, was a Hall of Fame junior college coach. He had Miami-Dade North when there was Dade North, South, and downtown.
Yeah,
now it's just one Dade. He had that program for I don't even know how long.
When you were at JUCO baseball up here, and you went and played Miami-Dade North, it was 2-0 before you took batting practice, right? They were intimidating.
No, you were playing dudes that were like, I didn't get drafted high enough out of high school. Yes. Let me give it one more year in junior college.
Yes.
See where it ends up. But Maneri, is this classic though? I'm retiring. You sit out a year.
Yeah.
You've done this your whole life.
Coach is coach.
He started at St. Thomas.
Coach is coach.
Eons ago. And you get a Ray Tanner that says, hey,
come up here. Let's talk.
Lace them up.
Yes.
You want to get one more run at it.
Yes.
I'll tell you who else did that was Ron Polk was retired.
I remember that.
And
I remember that well.
Vince Dooley.
The legendary Mississippi State baseball coach.
Yes. And Vince Dooley came up and said,
who was the AD at Georgia. The legendary football coach was also the AD for years.
And said, give it a run. And he took Georgia to the College World Series.
Yeah.
They didn't win it, but he took them there.
How about
so
I
love it for Maneri. I love it for the SEC, but you hate it if you've got on Mississippi State, you're Florida.
Sure.
Now South Carolina's been down
by their standards.
Their standards. Well, that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah. How fun. I know I'm bouncing. We're talking some baseball, Trent and Intorcia. We'll get back to some other topics as we cruise here on a Tuesday from Hurricane Julington Creek. how fun, and I don't know, shame on me, I should look it up. How fun is the Texas A&M series going to be? Because obviously they're in the SEC, and Schlossnagle at A&M took them deep. I mean, they were the championship round. They finished runner-up, and I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Preseason number 1, by the way.
And he did leave. He took the Texas job, and there was some hurt feelings, buddy. How fun is Texas A&M going to be in baseball?
You know what it is? They say everything's bigger in Texas. This story was big as big could be. I think there's going to be some bad blood, and I think not only with the coaching staff, but the players.
Absolutely.
Because
most
of those, Texas is, you got Florida, you got Texas, and you got California, are like the biggest
player,
states. So a lot of those guys played against each other growing up. And now it's, I'm going to go to Texas because my brother played there, my dad played there, or whatever. And I'm going to A&M because I'm an Aggie, through and through.
Yeah.
And whatever your allegiance is, it doesn't matter. Then you sprinkle in some people that don't really, like, I grew up in the Miami, Florida State rivalries.
Yeah.
I had nothing, I didn't know Ole Miss, Mississippi State. But I think, and here's the other thing, it's going to get blown out of proportion by the media.
Oh, absolutely. They can't wait for that series to roll around.
They've already highlighted it on the calendar.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me highlight, speaking of highlight, Ben, our producer. Ben, I think we're going to take it to the top of the hour, if that's okay. Let's keep it right here. I can't wait for A&M and Texas. It's going to be, I don't know where it's at. They're playing because they're in the SEC. They've got a 3-game series somewhere that they're going to play. They may meet in postseason. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go back to Gainesville. Let's go back to Florida. Big 3-game series. Florida takes 2 of 3. They win the series over Miami. And I know the ballpark now is 2, maybe 3 years old. I can't remember. It's at least 2 years old, the new ballpark. But with that, Florida put in, I think, the Saturday game. Florida crammed 9,000.
Awesome.
9,000. And the Florida record and the FSU record in Miami, they could cram 5 or 6,000 in. Florida crammed, and they got the berm, and it's designed like that. 9,000 for a college baseball game on a Saturday. Later that night, Florida Texas A&M was in basketball. It was just a great day, but the growth of college baseball, these programs are now at least paying for themselves. They are not costing your athletic department money, the big boys. So it behooves you. Where I'm going with that is FSU and Miami have got to fund
100%.
and build a new program, a new facility. 100%. Florida's got this beautiful, you've got to, FSU could probably cram in 6,000, but it's an ugly, tough, they've got bench seating. They've got old bleachers down. Do you agree with me? No, FSU and Miami have got to make that commitment that the SEC has.
I played in both stadiums.
Okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
And Florida State hasn't changed a whole heck of a lot.
Not much
over those years. And Mark Lake Stadium, which is now Alex Rodriguez Stadium. Yeah. But how long ago did he do that? 10, 15 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
You have even the likes of Auburn has redone this. And those aren't even like the
powers.
The SEC powers. Of course, you got Starkville, you got Baton Rouge.
Absolutely.
Florida. Yeah. Same architects built Florida that built Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And
but you're right, the Alabamas and the Kentuckys, they're not blue blood baseball programs. They've got beautiful facilities. Georgia's in that same area.
Alabama's a fun place to play.
Georgia's in that same. Does Georgia want to be good in baseball? They've got to do more than just lipstick on a pig, their facility. FSU for years has put lipstick on a pig. Miami for years. They've got to build, I call them Taj Mahals. College baseball now, the big boys have Taj Mahals. And you see them on TV. You can see what they're playing in. They're beautiful.
And not only what they're playing, and think about what's underneath.
Absolutely.
They have pitching labs, hitting labs,
and
players'
cages,
lounges,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
study places to go study.
Absolutely.
You can't forget about the books, right? When because you are a student athlete,
Yeah, right.
After all.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But you're right.
So,
You're right.
But to your point, so much time is spent there, and I'm more incented now to be like, where else would I want to be? Let me go down to the hitting lab and film myself hitting off a tee, or set the machine up.
Weather's no factor.
One person.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And then my coach doesn't even have to be there, but he can review.
He can look at it. Yeah, he can look at it. He can grade me out. Yeah. We're going to keep it here, taking it to the top of the hour. Then we're going to keep you on a little bit longer if you don't mind.
Sure.
I have not seen this team I'm going to bring up. They're the defending champions. Is Tennessee again? I mean, Vitello has got it going. He looks like a guy, and I know he can get under people's skin. He looks like a guy that if I was wearing the same jersey as him, I'd run through a wall for that guy. He can be a little bit of an ass. He's a type A guy. Is Tennessee? I think they're ranked in the top 5. Are they?
No,
they're the defending champs. Are they as good as ever?
They came out Monday in a couple polls. They're number 1 again.
Okay, back to number 1.
But Vitell is a guy I would personally
punch in those.
No, as a pitcher, rib cage. Sorry, I've seen it live.
Yeah.
And now, if he came,
but if he's your guy,
if he came to start, no, I'd fall in love with him.
If he's your
just
guy,
like Lane Kiffin.
If he's your guy, yeah.
Sort of thing.
And
so here, there's a little setup for you. We'll talk about it next week. Florida opens up their SEC play.
Oh my!
Next weekend.
Where?
Knoxville.
Oh my! Please,
you
God!
You talk about like this is the first SEC series, and not every SEC series is going on that weekend. Wow! They go to Knoxville.
Florida opens up
for 3.
at the defending national champions
for 3
in Knoxville.
Yeah.
And they wow.
Right out of the chute. So you talk about, it's kind of like, well, let's ease into this thing because they're both in the top 5, depending on which poll you look at.
Yeah.
I think Florida's been as low as like 6 or 7, but they've been as high as like 4 or 5.
Woo!
So it's going to be, let's just call it a top 10 matchup.
Sure.
Right from the jump.
Sure.
I'll be all over that.
Oh, me as well. And I hope I hate TV because when I get home, sometimes it says not authorized. It is authorized. God dang, I better get those games.
You better.
I better get those. I better get those games. Another topic here as we're closing in the top of the hour here with Trent and Intorcia talking some baseball. We've got some more topics to get to. Boy, I think Major League Baseball has benefited. They don't necessarily care, but this fell in their lap. The growth of college baseball and the growth of big time Power 4 college baseball, the amount of hours that are televised now. College baseball is this time of year, you can see a lot of college baseball. Where I'm going is these superstars in college baseball. There's always been superstars in college baseball. And guess what? Those superstars get drafted high and they work their way and hopefully make the major leagues. That's always happened. Nowadays, you're seeing the Paul Skeens in college. The fan, Johnny Fan, is seeing Paul Skeens, the number 1 pick that throws it 100 and something. They're seeing Wyatt Langford. They're seeing, you pick the guy. They're seeing Adley Rushman from 7 or 8 years ago at Oregon State.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he's in the bigs. We used to not see those guys. Johnny Fan, now we see them, and they make it to there's a nice transition because college baseball has gotten so big now. I think Major League Baseball loves this. These guys, in the old days, a big-time Braves fan would have to start doing this and looking at draft. Okay, yeah, this guy, his name is Acuna. Well, is he any good?
Yeah.
No, I've seen these guys. That has helped the college game immensely because there's so many games on TV now, and fans know and learn these star players.
Well, and that
used to not be that way.
No, I know. And then now to add to that, sore subject with me is the whole NIL deal. Where Skeens had $750,000.
Is that right?
His last year. So I don't know if he was draft eligible the year before or not. But think about the guy that
Yeah.
might be a 5th or 6th
Yeah.
round draft pick, and you go, hey, you come back, we'll pay you $250,000, $500,000, whatever the number is. You come back, you have a year, you may be a 2nd round pick,
Yeah.
and you'll quadruple your money from going in
Yeah.
the 5th or 6th round
Yeah.
to the end of the 1st round, or
Yeah.
maybe high in the 2nd round. And there's guys that are doing that as well. But the TV exposure, to your earlier point,
Man.
the facilities,
Yeah.
where are they showing these games? They're showing these games
Yeah.
at the marquee locations
Yeah.
because they're like, look at this game day atmosphere in Gainesville.
Yeah, and I don't know this for a fact. I've never been a scout. I know the baseball game a little bit, just watching it. Major League Baseball, I think, is salivating now because college baseball, because of the exposure, I think, has gotten so good. The Power 4 schools in college baseball, the level of, you can't lie. When you played college baseball, when I played, we weren't that good.
No.
We were nowhere. The level of college baseball is so high. These guys that go through 3 years at Florida, LSU, Mississippi State, Texas, Cal State Fullerton, these guys are popping out. The Wyatt Langfords of the world, the Paul Skeens, they kind of just poo-poo A-ball, rookie ball. I'll be there 2 weeks. A-ball.
Yep.
They are so advanced, and they're making it to the big leagues so quick. The fan is going, I saw Wyatt Langford. Hell, he's starting now for the Rangers.
Yeah.
I saw Paul Skeens. He spent about a cup of coffee. That is great for Major League Baseball.
It is. I mean, and they do say that the level of those Power 4, the good
Boy.
teams, is at least a AA caliber.
A good, solid
pro baseball.
double. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good for the game because and there's so much college baseball on. You never would have 10 years ago, you'd have never seen Paul Skeens. Hardly. You're lucky to get one college baseball.
Yeah.
Now college baseball is everywhere. Everywhere. It's good for the game.
Well, yeah, and the conferences have the networks. That
Yes.
helps too.
Good for the game.
Yeah.
That damn SEC network, men's baseball, women's softball, and gymnastics have benefited greatly from these conference TV networks. Friday night. I mean, this time of year, I'll watch Florida, Alabama gymnastics when it's 1 versus 3. I'll watch Gator softball playing FSU. Huge. I can't wait on a Friday night to, man, are you kidding me? Texas and Texas A&M were playing baseball.
Yeah.
Yes. You couldn't see that.
No, I know.
You
know
couldn't see that 15 years ago.
what else
It was you had to hunt to find the scores.
I watch track and field.
Absolutely. It's a good time of year.
That's like,
Good time of year. All right, stay where you're at. We're going to take a quick
right.
break. We're going to mess around different topics. We can keep some baseball talk going. And we will not have our trivia buddy, Trivia Pat, today. But I have a trivia question I'm going to throw out. It's non-sports. Sometimes we do non-sports. It's music. It's modern music, relatively modern music. The song was a hit song in probably the late 90s. Okay. I'll tease you a little bit. A little trivia.
that might work for me.
And I've got
That's kind of where I fall off.
Yeah, it is. And I've got some miscellaneous crazy sports stories, including a bunch of hockey, if you can believe that. I never talk hockey. He's Trent Intorcia. I'm Terry Norvelle. Hang tight. 1 down, 1 to go. We're live on Tuesday location. Of course, we are in the heart of Mandarin. We're at Hurricane Julington Creek. Come back, talking ball with you on the other side.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at BoldCityAC.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. BoldCityAC.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at BoldCityAC.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
All right, back we are. Where did the menu? Here it is. Here it is. Man, I am so tempted. This menu here at Hurricane Georgia Creek. I want one of everything. Can I get one of everything? I am starving. I think I'm pregnant. Why am I so hungry? Don't pregnant women get hungry?
They do.
What about pregnant men? Do they get hungry?
Yeah.
I'm starving.
They do.
I want tacos, quesadilla. I'd like some hamburgers. I'll take one of each starter. I'll take salad, chili. Oh my God, chili sounds good right now, doesn't it?
It doesn't help having a nice menu in front of you too.
Ooh, it's killing me.
Food is
Killing me, and I know I got food at
very
home.
good. Yeah, but if
You ever have food at home, but you're like, yeah, I know I shouldn't spend money. I got food at home, and then I got to go home and cook it.
no,
Yeah.
serve me.
Yeah.
Serve me, please.
Serve me. Trent, Intorcia, Terry Norvelle here on a Tuesday, having a lot of fun. All right, our trivia guy's not in tonight, Trivia Pat. So I always try to have a question to get him started, and it's not a sports question always. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this out, Trent, and we'll have some fun with it. This is an audio. Don't peek. Are you peeking?
No, I need my reading glasses.
There you go. You're too old. All right, this is an audio kind of a question. And Ben, our producer, I'm going to ask you, and I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it, so I may have to hum it or sing it to you.
Oh,
but
boy.
Ben, play the audio clue if we can. If we can. I think we're trying to play it. And let me know if you're playing it right now.
It's playing. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Ben. Yeah. Okay.
It's playing, but I don't know if you can hear
It's
it.
playing. Okay. We have trouble with our hookup. So hopefully all of our viewers were able to hear. It's a Van Halen song. Okay. And you'll know the song. And I can give it away. I'm gonna hum it so you can hear it. And I want to know Here's basically the song.
Can
And
I-
you know it.
Can I guess it without
It-
you even
and you
starting?
guessing the name of the song is not the question.
Oh boy.
Here's the question. But let me give you a song. Panama, dun, 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 Panama. One of Van Halen's big songs. It's
Yeah.
called Panama. Panama. Dun, dun,
I
dun, Eddie Van
remember it.
Halen. You know the song. Everybody
do.
knows the song. Okay. In that song, which is named Panama, what is Panama? And Ben, you can jump in if you would like as well. But the name is Panama, as in the country Panama. I want to know what is being referenced. What is Panama in that song? Any idea? That is my trivia question. Benjamin, without looking, do you have a guess, Ben? Wow.
I think it's a little before my time. Not gonna lie. I
Fair
have no
enough,
clue.
Ben. Ben has graciously bailed out. Trent and Intorcia, you are what, 71 years old,
Oh,
65 years old? You know the song, you know Van Halen. The song Panama, one of their big hits, right? Probably their big 10 hits. Panama, dun, dun, dun. Panama. Panama is something. What is Panama in the song written by David Lee Roth? You like the question? You like the question, right?
I don't like the question.
Why? Come on. We're going to learn. We're all learning here. Panama.
First of all, that's not before my time.
What are you, 68?
No.
65,
Stop.
64, 60, what?
Keep it up. We're the same age.
Oh,
You wanna
shut your
do
filthy
the-
mouth. No, we're not. No, we're not. All right.
I've gotta go with-
It is not the country.
It's not the
Panama.
country.
Okay.
That I knew.
Do you have any wild guess? If not, I'll give the answer. Panama, boom, boom, dun, dun, Panama, dun, dun, reach down under my legs, and this is kind of some of the.
I give
the
up.
lyrics.
No, I don't know.
All right, here we
I don't even
go.
have a guess.
Here we go. Panama is referencing in the song it's a car. It's an automobile. It is actually named the Panama Express. David Lee Roth was at a car show in Las Vegas, and this beautiful car, one of many at a car show, you know how car shows work.
Yeah.
It was called the Panama Express.
Wow.
And he wrote a song about, if you listen, it talks about shifting gears and high speed. And Panama in the song was an automobile. It's pretty cool.
That's very cool, actually.
Yeah. I'm deep, man. I'm deep. Wow. A lot of knowledge up here.
I tell you what.
A lot of knowledge up in this cranium.
I wonder.
Panama.
I've got to guess a low percentage of people would know that.
Van Halen fans. I'm not a big Van Halen fan. I mean, they were one of our they were one of our wheelhouse bands, right?
Yeah, it just wasn't my genre.
Yeah, they were huge, and when we were young bucks. So there you have it. I know we're jumping way. We kicked this topic around yesterday. I want to kick it around a little bit more and get your thoughts on it as well. The NFL, the National Football League, obviously they are going to great lengths. They're really trying to take their game internationally. Now, I don't know what their time frame is, but they're playing games overseas. They're adding Brazil now and Germany, and they're trying. And are they getting any traction? I don't know. Here's the biggest problem I see the NFL facing the NFL with expansion. And even if it's domestic expansion, maybe they add a couple teams, but obviously they're not going to sit at 32 forever. They're trying to go bigger. Yeah. I'm not saying it's going to work, but domestically or internationally, the biggest issue I think the NFL has, and we're going to talk about this, is there are they can find cities that will write a check and probably support, at least in the beginning, domestically, San Antonio, maybe Orlando, internationally, London, we talk about, Berlin, they're playing games in, Brazil, now they're playing games in, Paris, blah, blah, right. They can find some. You know what the issue the NFL will have to overcome? And I think it's a massive issue that they have not overcome, at least in the last 15 years or so, is quality quarterback play. Where the NFL right now has 32 franchises. year after year after year, Trent, I would bet you that maybe 20 franchises feel good about the other 12. There's trash. There's not enough quality quarterbacks to feed 32 franchises. Where are they going to find quality quarterbacks? Because nothing in the world will be worse than the NFL literally putting teams in Italy, for wherever. And think, here are some names of quarterbacks that started games last year: Daniel Jones, Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, Tommy freaking DeVito, Malik Willis, Cooper Rush, Tanner McGee, Tyler Huntley, Desmond Ritter, Skylar Thompson, Jake Hayner, Bailey Zapp. These guys started. The NFL doesn't have 32 quality quarterbacks. The quarterback play from franchise 20 to 32 is horrible every year. The last thing you want to do is put franchises scattered around the world with those type. Where are they going to find quarterback play?
I don't know. And, and injury plays a role in this.
Yeah.
He's right. So you go, whenever you hear these guys talk, that they're doing games, and they go, well, he's starting today, but he's a great number 2. Like he's a mid-tier number 2, backup quarterback, and then he's got to start. I love Minshew, man. I mean, I think he's good on a roster, and I think he could come in and fill a
NFL
gap.
franchises that have poor quality quarterback play, it's hard to watch. And I think every year they fill about 15, 16, 17, 18. There's about that many acceptable quarterbacks. But the back half, every year, you have terrible quarterback play. The last thing you want to do is expand your game internationally. Where are you going to get quarterbacks? You can't feed 32 franchises with quality quarterbacks, much less 36, 38, 40, 42. Where are they going to get these quarterbacks? Oh, it would be ugly football.
I don't know. And the other problem with that is they're putting these guys in to start too early.
Probably.
And they're not developed.
Probably.
And they're not developing. Daniel Jones would be a great example.
Did you hear those names?
No,
Tommy DeVito starts in the NFL. The last thing you want to do is introduce your game officially to the other side of the world and go, and by the way, your quarterback, that will be terrible football to watch.
They can't the teams that they played for. That's sadly
how bad is that? But the NFL can't fill 32 rosters with quality quarterback, much less 36, 40, 42. Do they have a plan? Because the NFL doesn't have, and I don't know why it is. Is it too hard to play the position? Are the rules too? The NFL is ugly when you have bad quarterback play. It is an ugly, ugly game to watch.
And it's become a throw-happy league, too, which
you better have a quarterback.
That's to the frustrating part.
I'm glad you said that. The NFL, mainly through their rules, they have made the game a quarterback game. They don't have enough guys to feed the current NFL, much less an expanded NFL. I mean, man, you talk about turning off and hurting your game. Can you imagine if NFL Rome, NFL London, NFL Brazil, NFL Berlin, four of them, if Tommy DeVito, Cooper Rush, Malik Willis, Tommy DeVito, and Tyler Huntley, that would be brutal football to watch. They don't have enough guys to feed a 32 franchise league. Trent, where am I wrong here?
You're not wrong. I think what you do is you just let those teams play abroad and not expand.
Don't watch?
Well,
I see what you're saying.
Or do these countries not understand American football? Because look at the Canadian league's kind of tricked up and all that a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess they seem to like it there. And then every once in a while, a Canadian League guy will come into the NFL and prosper, but very rarely.
And by the way, these names are 2024 quarterbacks that started at least one game. And I'm not picking on this year. This is every year. The NFL does not have enough quality quarterbacks to support their current league. How are they going to expand? What are they going to do? Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me crazy. Do you know what Panama is in the song Van Halen, Panama?
I do.
It's a car.
Yeah.
It's an automobile.
I have a decent level of retention, so I do remember that answer.
All right, I want to get some sports news out today. Hey, tip of the hat to Saquon Barkley. He's battled through injuries. He had a great year. His team won the Super Bowl. He got paid. He got about a $41.2 million bump. He got paid. I like the fact, the running back position has kind of been – we actually answered the question. We talked about the NFL mainly through rules 15, 20 years ago said, hey, the quarterback needs to be the marquee position. That kind of pushed – when we were growing up, the running back football was built on the running back.
Yeah,
it was the Zonkas, the Walter Paytons.
Establish the run and play defense.
And then throw it a little bit. The game's changed. The running back got kind of – the running backs made kind of a bit of a comeback. Saquon Barkley helped. Derrick Henry's still there. I like it. Good for Barkley for getting paid.
I love it. It was a great story. And when he left the Giants, the first thing the Giants owner said is,
right,
please don't send him to Philadelphia.
Yes. And what did he do?
Twice a year. And he put up like $200 on him or something crazy. But
you know who's benefiting?
Now, and the thing is with the running back, such a commodity that the league is saying, don't spend a first-round pick on a running back anymore. And by the way, your career is a lot less than a wide receiver, quarterback, or even offensive lineman, defensive lineman. I think the average tenure of an NFL running back is like 4 years.
Yeah.
And once you get off that rookie contract, it's time to get paid.
Good for Saquon.
And teams are like,
good for Saquon. He battled through injuries and he got a big pay check.
Yeah, because there's no more Evan Smiths.
I think I hear Patrick. Do I hear Patrick?
I'm here.
Patrick,
listening to you guys. Listening to you guys, enjoying your conversation.
My man Trent Intorcia was trying to get a hold of you the other day. Trent, what were you trying to tell Patrick Young like 2 days ago?
Dude,
trying to tell me how good my jacket was. That's what it was.
It was fire. And I needed to make sure that was still a hip word. That thing, it was lit up. And I didn't have your number on my phone. And I said,
man,
give me his number.
You should have, Terry. You should have, Terry. Why didn't you?
Well, Patrick, you told me that you have so many stalkers that I can't give your number out. So I didn't want another stalker. Well, Pat, before we talk some ball, you have told me, and I told Trent here on the air earlier in the first hour, the good news, you had an incredible sport coat on, crushed velvet green Saturday, and you rocked the hell out of it. That's the good news. The bad news is, what the hell are you going to do to top that this Saturday? And you swear you've got something.
And you're trying to say that's the bad news. I don't understand. That's the good news. That is the good news, the impressive, the exciting news is that yes, I can.
Oh my, can you give us a little tease? Don't tell us, but a little tease.
Nah.
Okay, fair enough.
Good for you.
We got to watch.
No, Patrick, and I'll tell you, I said this. I said if he was going to do a topper situation where the week 2 was better than week 1, he already had that planned out.
Yeah.
You're not on the hunt for something, man. You've got it.
Yes, so you're saying he's not going to the haberdashery right now in his car. He's already got that bad boy.
To the haberdashery.
He has got it.
Hey, Ben, producing. Can you see if you can grab that still shot of Pat in his We had it on the other day. Ben, see if you can grab that bad boy. That was nice.
Ben, you don't listen to him. Yeah, whatever. I know he pays you, Ben. He I guess you should. Yeah, whatever.
That
thing was nice. Hey, Pat, tell everybody what. And I should remember this. What is your week? Obviously, this is the last midweek for SEC basketball. Saturday's the last regular season. What is your week now with your duties with SEC Network so people can follow you?
Well, after I'm going to be on every weekend, and every weekend that there is a SEC team still alive.
Okay.
In the tournament, I will be in Charlotte.
Okay.
But because we don't have the rights to play anything until those games are over, we're not going to record or play or air our show until midnight.
Okay.
Or even record. So we don't record or do anything until all the games are done.
This Saturday's still regular season. Are you normal?
It's still regular season. It's a full Saturday, full regular season Saturday.
So you take off Friday. You'll be in studio, and man, they got games all day. Hey, Pat. We talked the first hour. How about the JU Dolphin? There it is. There he is. Look at Pat rocking the green tie off the dark green. Crush that is a strong look. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. All right. Hey, Pat. Being serious for a moment. I settled in. I caught your broadcast last night on ESPN Plus. JU at home with Eastern.
Was that a little too homerish-y?
You know what? It's funny you said that, Pat. I know
because I understand if I was. I wanted JU to win. I understand. I get it.
I don't think you were too homery. I could tell by the broadcast. Obviously, the A-Sun that was being sent back to Eastern Kentucky because there were some Kentucky commercials in there. So I think y'all did pretty good.
I got tweeted at by an Eastern Kentucky fan that wasn't happy when it was a big block that happened.
I remember.
And I went, no.
I remember that. I was watching.
They didn't like that part.
Hey, Pat. Hell of a second half.
Man, they played terrible in the first half. Holy crap!
Hell of a second half for JU. My God.
Oh, crap! I don't understand. Robert McCray is so good, but he leads the conference in turnovers. He cannot stop. They had 8 turnovers, which I'm great. Like they won that game because they only had 8 turnovers. He had 6 of them.
Yeah. And he's their best player.
And and a lot of times when he has turnovers, he's trying to make the right play. He's trying to get the ball out of his hands and it just, I mean, so
the first half was
second half they played amazing.
They couldn't score at all. Thank God. What did Mincy tell them at halftime? My God, Jordan Mincy must have put on a great halftime.
He must have, and it's crazy. The big guy, Steph Payne, he was on a minutes restriction, and every time he came in the game, that's the start. He's a starting big guy.
Big man.
Every time he came in the game, this deficit shrunk or the game came back tied.
Yeah.
So I just think the backup that is starting now, Donovan Rivers, he just doesn't have the same feel for the game.
Yeah.
And then, I don't think that the point guard for JU, he hurts him.
Is it Spence?
Because he can't shoot.
Spence? I think his name is Spence, right?
Did you see how they defend him?
They backed off on him.
They back off and say, all right, shoot. And it was many opportunities. Even there's an advantage and he's wide open for a jump shot.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, take that shot. We don't care.
Yeah. It was amazing, Trent. It was the classic.
They don't guard him, man.
Coach, I was open. Well, there's a reason you're open. They're not guarding you. They want.
I feel like it's similar. It's similar to a shift in baseball.
Yeah.
To a guy that only pulls and you just shift everybody to the left side and you're like, all right, I dare you to hit the ball over there.
Yeah.
Hot. Yeah.
All right, Pat. Let's and we'll talk again before JU plays on Thursday. They're in the semi. JU are 2 wins away from March Madness. They are 2 wins away. Yep. They will play on the road at North Alabama. I was listening. They played North Alabama about 10 days ago, I think it was.
They did and beat them.
Around on a Saturday.
That was a good game.
And I listened to the game, a lot of it in my car. It was at Northern Alabama. I think they've split this year. I think they've both won at least one game. Did you do North Alabama, and what are JU's chances against North Alabama at their place?
I know North Alabama, they have a guy that's undersized, like 6'4", that rebounds the hell out of the ball. I think he might lead the league in rebounding. They had a really good guard that shot the ball well and a good skilled big. So they're a tough team. But it's crazy, man. JU was, 1 game away from finishing in first place and having the easiest route and hosting all the way through. Like they had a 24-point lead on Gulf Coast. They had, a few games like that. They got a good chance. It's always tough to win on the road. But shoot, they have a chance to host again if they win. If they obviously the other lower seed's going to need to lose, but however, but they have a chance to host another game if they win this one.
Let me ask you this: I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. Did you see this year? And you did a lot of JU games this year. Did you happen to see in person Queens and or Lipscomb, because they play in the other game?
I didn't see Lipscomb or Queens. I saw Lipscomb. I did not see Queens.
And what are your thoughts?
I think Queens is a good team too, apparently.
Yeah. So Lipscomb is the 1 seed. They play the 6 seed Queens. JU will play on the road. They're the 4. I think North Alabama is the 3. If JU wins, if Queens could somehow knock off Lipscomb, JU will play at home for a trip to the March Madness, right?
For a trip to March Madness.
Yeah.
Man, they're good. They're good enough, man. I'm telling you. And when Robert McCray, their best bet is set defenses. They don't play as well, but when they can even get a rebound and push for that secondary break, that dude he's arguably the most athletic person I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
I'm not exaggerating. I am not exaggerating.
Pat, you played at Florida and went to the Final Four, right?
He is that athletic. He jumped. He's more athletic. Casey Prather before him, I would say, at Florida was my most athletic teammate. And because he's smaller. He's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
But he jumps just as high, just as fast. He floats. He's one of the guys that floats in the air.
Who was it last night? One of the JU guys had one of the more nasty dunks I've seen in a while.
Zemi Wokeji.
Man, that was nasty, Patrick. I mean,
but the guy he dunked on 2 JU players early in that game. You got him good.
I saw that. I'll tell you one thing, and we'll get off this, Pat. I don't want to see that guy Blanton anymore. Last night, that guy Blanton had a good game.
He took 30 shots, Terry. I mean, I think he was like 11 for 30. He got to the line a little bit. He had a tough, that little jump shot, that fadeaway he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, he took 30. I'm not exaggerating. He took 30 shots last night. And Robert McCray, that was his most efficient 20-something point game. He should have had more. He just missed a few free throws. So McCray played unbelievable last night.
Patrick, I will let you go. I know you're taking off. We certainly want to have you tomorrow previewing Florida, Alabama. But I got settled last night, and I said, man, I think I can get this game. And the game, on my TV, I get the game. And my God, Pat, JU couldn't have played much worse in the first half. And
they couldn't have. Would they have 15 points?
Man,
they ridiculous.
They couldn't score, and Eastern Kentucky had their way with them. Hell of a halftime adjustment. I don't know what he did, but tip of the hat to Jordan Mincy.
Yeah, that'd be something I asked him. Like, Coach, what did you say at halftime?
Man,
I wouldn't say his guys weren't playing hard. They just couldn't make anything.
Was that the best atmosphere they've had in Swisher? That was a nice crowd too. I know it was a Monday night.
It was quiet, man. It was quiet early.
Yeah.
But the fans, they marched the whole way with the crowd, with the team. Yeah. As the team started playing better, the fans really got in. And we sit right in front of the intense fans. The AD.
Yeah.
The athletic director.
Yeah.
He's passionate, to say the least. That's what I'm gonna use. He's passionate.
Well, let me ask you this. I watched the broadcast last night. They went to halftime. You guys went to halftime. You had your partner, Bacon, interviewing the commissioner, Bacon. Are they related? They're both last name Bacon.
No, they're not.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Right? An all bacon halftime show.
Yes. All right, Pat. Hey, let me ask you this before we let you go. JU plays Thursday, but it's on the road at Northern Alabama. Obviously, you won't do the game. Will Northern Alabama have that game? Can people here in Jacksonville see that game?
Yeah, it should be on ESPN Plus.
and they'll just have their people do it.
And honestly, it's kind of a shame that we just don't have some local coverage of that. We shouldn't have to use ESPN Plus to follow. No discrimination against it, but it kind of reminds me of that whole the NFL Network lawsuit that we talked about a while ago back. Like, we just want to follow this team, but it is what it is. ESPN Plus.
Our local Jacksonville people should be able to key into ESPN Plus and catch the game, even though it'll be Northern Alabama's broadcasters.
Yeah.
Okay. And then will that
ESPN Plus?
Will that be the same way Sunday? If JU wins, they'll play Sunday for all the marbles.
Yeah.
Man,
they might. I would like to believe that the ASUN championship would be on a bigger network.
It may be. You're right.
It might be.
Championship
They
game,
usually are.
that could be on ESPN2 legitimately. Yeah, or something like that. Man, that
it should be. I'd be upset if it wasn't. Those guys don't get a lot of recognition.
If win Thursday and move on to a winner goes to March Madness. That would Patrick, I'll let you go with this. How huge would that be for JU's program if they could win 2 more games?
Oh man, it'd be the magnitude of that, especially for a program that is, I think they're building a new gym or going to build a gym somewhere downtown Jacks or something like that. So just momentum going into that, because that's a big investment. That's a huge investment.
Yeah. Dolphins.
I think it'd be big. It's huge. It's huge for Coach Mincy to get more recruits here as well. Yeah. If you got to replace Robert McCray after this season.
Well, it's also
that's a big step.
Making money for that.
Oh yeah,
building in the stadium.
You take a team to March Madness. Yeah, it's a lot easier to ask for the wallet to open up if you're coming off March Madness.
Dancing. Yeah.
And JU hadn't been to March Madness in the 80s.
But
right.
I didn't know the Harvard of the South had to ask for any money, Terry.
We don't. But we put our money in academics because we're a private institution of higher learning. I like to call the Harvard of the South Jacksonville University.
Patrick, I'll tell you this much: the tuition it doesn't lie.
It's actually been a long while. Hey, Trent, it's been a long time since he's actually said that.
I didn't even know if I've ever said that.
It's been a long time.
I didn't know I ever said that. All right, Pat, we want to hear from you certainly tomorrow. Big game in the SEC tomorrow night. Florida at Alabama in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk. All right, Pat, get where you're going safe. We'll talk soon, my friend.
I will.
All right, buddy. Safe travel.
Talk soon.
Let's take a quick break. Trent, on the other side, we won't get a lot of politics here, but President Trump has said he is going to pardon Pete Rose. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that carries. I'm just curious to get your thought when we come back on Pete Rose and the Hall of Fame. I know I stand strong on a certain side of this.
So do I.
And I want to hear your thoughts on and that's about as political as we're going to get. And then I've got some miscellaneous sports stories I want to get to in and around the world of sports. Trent, Intorcia, Terry, Norvelle, and you starting to put the landing gear down on a Tuesday edition. I want to thank our good friends here at Hurricane Julington Creek. We're here every Tuesday, and we have a great time. Back after this quick timeout.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143-2579.
All right, one of the fun type of shows I like when we bounce around and have a lot of good topics. Boy, we've talked a lot of NFL. We've talked baseball. We've talked college basketball. Time to talk some Major League Baseball. Trent, Intorcia, Terry Norvelle here as we're starting to land the plane here on a Tuesday edition of the Young and Norvelle show right here on Action Sports Jacks. Trent, we teased it a little bit going to break. President Trump has come out recently and announced that he will, I don't know what this really means, but he's going to pardon Pete Rose. I don't know if that, I don't think that has any jurisdiction on Major League Baseball, the Hall of Fame, but, you know, he's going to pardon Pete Rose. What are your thoughts? Charlie Hustle, we just lost him. He just died not that long ago, right? Pete Rose only
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a year or so ago. What are your thoughts on Pete Rose, the baseball player, and the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well,
you know, he's not in, obviously.
I'm very for him being in. Now,
me too.
There's a caveat there.
Okay.
Because I did play in the minor leagues for a few years.
Okay.
Every professional locker room, baseball locker room, the last thing you see when you walk out of the tunnel,
and you've pointed this out before on
is
the
a
show,
sign that says, "Do not bet on baseball."
Right.
That's all it says.
Okay.
And he did that. Now, I love the guy as a player. I love the guy so much because he bet on his own team. There is no proof that he bet against his team.
Correct.
So I'm putting my chips down on my guys, and I'm going to manage this game to win because that's I'm wagering. That's my wager. But the problem is, it depends on how much of a purist you are, and it depends on how rudimentary you want to get with the rules.
Sure.
he bet on baseball. That's
Sure.
a no-no. But what about, I mean, steroids are a no-no. And now, I granted, none of those alleged guys have gotten voted in either.
Right.
But they haven't been banned.
Good point.
So,
Good point. Let me ask you this. I'm going to throw this out. Number one, I am on your side. I totally agree. Pete Rose, if there is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame and Pete Rose isn't in it, there should not be a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. What if it was, I'll throw it out, answer it, and then throw it to you. What if it was proved that Pete Rose bet against his team? I still contend that even if he bet against his team, Pete Rose still got 4,200 and whatever hits or whatever it was. Nobody in the history of baseball has come close to that. I mean, so I think you get in on your baseball playing, not your morals. That's just, even if he had bet against his team, he still got, I don't know the number, but it's 4,263 whatever hits, more than anybody in the history of baseball.
No, it's hard to argue with. Let's break it down a little bit. Does he get voted in as a player and not a person? Because they do look at the full body of work. So he managed for a long time. He played for way longer than he managed. So if you look at the entire body of work, you go, it's the but.
Yeah.
So as a player, I don't think there's any question about it. As a manager, I don't think he had Hall of Fame credentials anyway as a manager.
As a manager, yeah.
But,
now, let me throw another thing out. And this is pro Pete, and it's going to help my argument again. I think he should be in. A lot of people, I mean, if you bring up Pete Rose and should he be in? No. He's lifetime ban. He signed it lifetime. My comeback to that is twofold. Number one, we're talking baseball.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking real life. Okay, we're talking baseball. Number two, do you realize hardened criminals, let me say it again, hardened criminals that have done terrible things to other people, to society, do you realize we have hardened criminals get their sentences reduced?
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for somebody to get a 45-year or I think even a lifetime, and that gets knocked down, or they get paroled. Hardened criminals get paroled sometimes after 20, 30, 40 years, right?
Yeah.
Not a cute game of baseball. Hardened society criminals get their sentences knocked down. I also throw that out, and I think, wow, that guy on the road out there that would argue until he's red in the face, he was banned for life. Lifetime means life. Well, what about those thousands of hardened criminals? They get their sentence knocked down. They say, hey, man, I paid my price. I go before a parole board. They get paroled. That's real life. That's not baseball. No. What are your thoughts on that?
Pete Rose paid his dues. There's no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, was it Giamatti?
Bart Giamatti?
Was it him or was it Faye Vincent? Who was first? It was Giamatti.
I think Giamatti first.
He was going to reinstate him.
Yeah.
And remember, he turned ill.
Yeah.
And passed, and then Faye Vincent kind of kiboshed it, and it never went anywhere from there. He'd get my vote, and
he would get my vote,
and I think it's over, right? Like
he would get my vote.
Has he run out of eligibility?
I don't know if he's, but man, when you look at it in the grand,
or was he even on? He wouldn't have been on the ticket, I guess.
I guess he wouldn't have been. But man, when you look at it in the grand scheme of the way I explained a moment ago, not that I'm Mr. Right and I know everything, but man, hardened criminals get their sentences knocked down, and hardened criminals get paroled. I mean, I hate to say this, but there are people in our country, are there not, that have murdered somebody.
Yeah.
And they finally, before a parole board after 30, 40, they get pardoned. They get, paroled. I mean, at some point, we're talking baseball.
Well, but you paid your due. Yeah, I mean, but
we're talking baseball, not death of life.
I have tweeted more than once. Free Charlie Hustle.
Nice.
Pete Rose hashtag HOF.
Nice. I like it. All right,
I've done it more than a couple times.
Let's. We got about 10-ish minutes or so. Let's bounce around some different topics. I like to call this kind of a miscellaneous. Just bouncing around. Wow, hockey is in the news. I never thought I'd talk much hockey around here. I didn't follow a lot last week of this Four Nations hockey. Did you?
I did.
I did not. So you can speak to this. I'm worried, and you should be worried that might be a one and done. Did you hear there's a huge hockey player that got American hockey player, Tkachuk, I think is maybe I'm
Tkachuk.
Yeah,
it was a Panthers captain.
He injured, done for the year, playing in that Four Nations.
Yep.
The word is that might kill this thing. It may be a one and done because, I mean, as fun as that was, you can't be losing your players to a mid-season tournament that takes you away from your real team.
No,
he's done.
Yeah, he may be back for the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
I heard
that means the Panthers have to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's a groin injury.
Ooh.
And as much as you use your legs to skate, obviously,
I mean,
that's going to
really put a hamper on will this tournament be held again?
You're only rehabbing. When are you going to get your legs and your wind back underneath you for the playoffs?
Yeah.
So it's interesting you bring this up because there's two schools of thought when it comes to hockey.
Okay. Of which I don't know much about.
But against any other sport, it was truly an exhibition. So I don't know if these guys made money or they were just representing their country.
Okay.
I'm sure they made some money, but it was meaningless.
Yeah.
But the sport of hockey, think about like an NBA All-Star game.
Sure.
Garbage. The Pro Bowl in the NFL. Garbage. Major League Baseball All-Star game. Okay.
Yeah.
This hockey exhibition,
it caught fire. It caught fire.
It played out exactly the way they wanted it.
It caught fire.
The U.S. versus Canada.
Yeah.
For all the marbles. And it went into OT.
Yeah.
So
caught
it's like,
fire. But, man, when you lose, and as I understand it, I don't know, but this guy is a star player.
He is the captain of the Panthers.
Absolute star player.
He's one of the best players in the league.
So you wonder, does the NHL say, hey, man, this was cute, but do the owners of these franchises say this was cute, but I can't lose my guy?
That's the point.
Yeah.
Because the contract's going to be amended that says if hurt during exhibition,
we ain't paying.
We ain't not paying.
Yeah. So what does the player do? Says I can't take that chance.
Well,
I'm not playing.
Then it's on the player.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
I love it and I don't because it's just it's high risk, low reward.
I saw that this morning. That's why I put it on the miscellaneous sports I wanted to talk about.
Huge news. No, it was huge news.
Big news. Staying with the sport of hockey. Never thought I'd say that. Terry Norvelle. Staying with
82 games in a regular season, by the way.
God.
Trivia question.
How about file this under the didn't somebody think to check this out? LA Kings hockey.
Yep.
Right. LA Kings. They have a big promotion the other day that went really bad. So
I didn't hear about
this. Made news, and I saw it this morning. I wouldn't have known this, but Los Angeles has the second largest community of Armenians. Armenia is a country. Obviously, the most Armenians are in Armenia. Okay.
Yeah.
The second largest community of Armenians is in Los Angeles, a huge population of Armenians. So the Kings, the other night, they have a big promotion where they are giving scarves. Obviously, hockey's cold. Scarves. It's wintertime, and they're giving away scarves to so many fans. The scarves, somebody noticed as they kind of put it on, looked at the tag, made in Turkey. I didn't know this, but the biggest historic enemy of Armenia is Turkey, and Turkey is Armenia. Oh, my goodness gracious. So they've apologized profusely. Sorry about that. We know you guys are border countries and you've been warring forever.
For eons. Are they burning scarves in the streets of LA?
Promotion person, need to talk to you. Can we, right? Hey, Mr. Head of Promotions, need to talk to you. Oh.
I didn't hear
All
that
right, let's
story.
take it.
That's crazy.
Let's take it to the NBA. You probably heard, and this really is starting to smell like the NBA concocting a story because their sport may be struggling with eyeballs and TV. You know the big Luka trade.
Mhm.
Luka Doncic, right? Great player. I mean, in his prime, gets traded from Dallas to LA to go to LeBron, and then Anthony, blah, 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 blah. The deal is, who trades Luka Doncic right now? And there's this, well, did the NBA conjure this up? Are they trying to make LA and LeBron his final? So on top of the Dallas Mavericks trade their best player, arguably the best player in the league.
One of,
if not arguably, his numbers are ungodly. Dallas this week announced they're raising season ticket prices.
10%. I heard that.
How do you not just put that off for a month or two, right? How do you announce that right now? From the court of public opinion, how do you announce that, Trent?
No, it's brutal.
You heard that, right?
Yeah, and guess what happened last night?
What?
Kyrie Irving.
Yes,
ACL.
goes down.
So
goes down.
Now your best two players, and you know the whole beef around that, right? The backstory?
No.
With Luka?
No.
It's kind of leaking out, and I don't know the validity of it, but it's in the media that he was lazy,
overweight,
liked to drink
Yeah,
beer,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want to get in shape, and now all of a sudden he looks svelte in LA. And
Well, everybody looks pretty in LA.
He just had 38 the other
Right?
day.
Everybody looks pretty in LA. They have pretty bodies.
Well,
over
that's
there.
true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
maybe it's the temperature in the sun
Yeah.
or whatever. But LA's on a roll. They went from a play-in team to now
Yeah.
they're the number 2 seed.
But word is, did Adam Silver kind of manipulate that? I don't know.
There's no way.
Anyway. All right, let's take it
There's no
back
way.
to hockey.
Okay.
Back to hockey. Let's go to 14 and under hockey, okay? The young guys,
Oh, wow.
okay? In Detroit, okay? So you've got a couple teams. One is sponsored by Little Caesar, and one is sponsored by Bell Tire, so a tire company. Hockey, 14 and under in Detroit. So the good news is the goalie for Bell Tire, the goalie, they play Little Caesar, 14 and under hockey. The goalie had 98 saves. 98. The flip side of that, his team lost 43-0.
Oh my gosh.
So he saved 98 shots, but they got 43 in on him. And it was the same guy. How do you not pull him out?
43.
Did his team help? Hey, you leave, you show up and you talk to your family. You get home and say, "Hey, how'd it go?" Dude, I saved 98 shots.
Oh
Man,
my
that's
God,
good.
that's fantastic.
He allowed 43 goals. They lost 43-0. For the
Dude,
love of Pete.
Well, first of all, just the fact that 14U hockey has sponsorships. And then why would a tire company sponsor a team?
I don't know.
Lose 43-0.
98. How?
That could have been 120-0.
What did his body look like after he must have been peppered
poor
with
kid.
98 shots. How many are hitting you right in the chest?
You know he's not gloving everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No,
Holy cow. I mean, we call that a firing squad, don't we?
that is insane.
All right, last one, just fun sports, and
That's,
we'll start wrapping up here. You've heard of it. I've heard of it for years. The Iditarod dog sled race.
Yeah.
Right? And you've heard, obviously.
I've been known to watch it. by the
Have
way.
you?
Oh, yeah.
And obviously in frigid conditions, in Alaska, they go snow, and you get your dog team, and it's
You
multiple
pitch a tent,
days.
you do all that
Yes.
stuff. Yeah.
It's multiple days. You're staying out in the it's just got to be a brutal event. As if it needed to be harder. Did you hear what's going on with this year's Iditarod? Let me back up. The Iditarod, I don't know how many days, it goes over about 1,100 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going days, and you're trying to time this thing, and you're living among the elements. It's sub-0 degrees. And you're having that's the competition,
you
right?
See ice in their beards and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
As if the traditional Iditarod dog race isn't tough enough. This year, it was already basically, they have two courses, and they alternate every year. Two different directions, but they're two courses. This year, and the courses are basically 1,100 miles. 1,100 miles of mushing through snow and cold. And quickly, we're running out of time. This year, they added 100 miles. You know why?
No.
They didn't have enough snow in certain parts of the course, so they had to divert.
Reroute them.
They had to reroute them, and they added, as if the Iditarod's not tough enough. They added 100 freaking miles to this thing. Ay. Thanks, snow.
Wow.
All right, Mr. Intorcia. Man, I enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it
me
all the
too.
time. I love when you're part of the show. And it's your time of year, man. You're a baseball guy, and it is baseball. But
It's heating
I
up.
love your you've got great sports knowledge that helps our show. All right, buddy. Let's get out of here. We want to thank Ben for producing, of course, and, of course, Patrick Young for jumping on. We'll get it with Patrick tomorrow. Huge basketball game to preview. Florida, Alabama tomorrow. That'll wrap it up for the gang here. I'm Terry Norvelle. I want to thank Hurricane Julington Creek. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 o'clock, for the next edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnikBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since